Hi, it looks like this is my third video today because just so much is going on. And what can I do? Just go mad in my home or go and get on my megaphone and go and stand on the street corner causing a nuisance? Look, we can't have a general election before Christmas. I'm sorry. Go away with your absolute nonsense. Lords, I appeal to you. Please do not pass this through. I will leave a link to I've only just uploaded it, my video, about calling for the arrest of these criminals that are sitting in Parliament right now, that are sitting in government. This cannot happen. Christmas is a time of year that people are extremely busy organising for Christmas, especially families. The public are very vulnerable around this time of year when people are struggling as well, especially with the high costs of living during winter, which does include very high fuel bills, people living in the cold because they can't afford to put the heating on. This is not a time to be issuing a general election, and certainly not under authority of this criminal government. Now, I have left the evidence, and I tell you now, there's going to be hell to pay if this is going to happen, because I do not trust any election held under this set of criminals presently at number 10. We know that past elections, even referendums, they're highly suspect as being rigged. Highly suspect. The evidence has been presented. The fraudulent activities, the criminal activities, the invasion of voter privacy, the employment of cyberbots online. No, no, no. A blatant criminal abuse of media power. An orchestrated corporate attack against one of our leading opposition politicians, Jeremy Corbyn, with actually articles that are defamatory, actually libelous, and I would advise Jeremy Corbyn to sue newspapers like The Sun, who've labelled him as Starling. And this a newspaper supporting a criminal government that's murdered 130,000 people through an economic policy they've titled austerity, and that now want to murder even more people with their Brexit plans. No, Boris Johnson has no right to call a general election. He's a criminal, he's a liar, he's been proven a liar by the Supreme Court. It's time to arrest him. It's time for the security services to do their job. It is time for Parliament to demand that they do their job. It is time for the House of Lords to turn around and call this out for what it is. A terrorist government wishing to impose its terrorist acts of Brexit. And why before Christmas? Before Christmas, because they want to stay out of the EU, because they don't want to pay the taxes that they will have to pay from January the 1st. And now they want to have the whole country's attention to politics from what? November onwards, what? A month? A few weeks? No, 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 is what I say. This attack is ramping up. These people cannot be given another inch, because for every inch they take a mile. And I am concerned. I am speaking out, and I'm sharing my passion now. Yes, for the people, my fellow citizens of Britain, my fellow citizens of Europe, my fellow global citizens that are all under threat if Britain falls now victim to these fascists, these murdering criminal fascists. Either the law is going to operate, or why should any of us obey the law? Why should we? Where is our national security? Where are you, security services? It seems that you're there ready to arrest Catherine Gunn when she exposes by necessity, and that's why she did not go to prison, because it was a necessity that she exposed the criminal activity behind the invasion of Iraq in the run-up to it. You were there to arrest her and try to prosecute her. You should have picked up then. You should have, instead of arresting Catherine Gunn, you should have been arresting the people behind the lies and the shenanigans behind the Iraq war. But you weren't. How many British soldiers are dead? How many British soldiers maimed, injured, traumatised? And now you expect us to vote in a general election before Christmas. You disgusting bastards. It's really what you are. And Parliament, how could you vote for it? How could any of you MPs impose this on the struggling public? Traumatised to the extent, they're going, oh, we just want it over now. Just get Brexit done. As if it's going to be done in any other way except the British people suffering even worse austerity for another 50 years. Come on, please. This is madness. And the BBC giving it all, normalising it all, making it all seem like, well, it's a political choice. Democracy does include the ability to vote yourself out of a democracy, to vote away your human rights. No, it does not. It does not. Freedom of speech does not allow a parliament to stand there saying we're going to scrap human rights. No! That's an intent to commit crime. House of Lords, I appeal to you, do not allow this to go through. Do not allow this to go through. Please do not allow it to go through. We cannot trust any election held under this criminal government and the interweb of connections that they have through other criminal powers throughout Britain, all with vested interests. Criminal powers like Rupert Murdoch. No. Criminal powers connected to Trump himself facing impeachment charges. Criminal powers connected to Netanyahu himself facing criminal charges for crimes against humanity, financial crimes, all of them supporting fascist far-right interests. So it is beholden on the Lords to, no, you cannot give your approval to this, not in any sense of the law. I'll leave you the link to my previous video under this. You check it out. According to this, you cannot agree to any election held by Boris Johnson. The only thing that you can do legally and lawfully is to demand that Boris Johnson is arrested promptly, and all his entourage, and including David Cameron.